Yates is out hunting. He comes across Susan Savage and Patrick Oliver. They're out picnicking in the woods on a date.
How romantic.
Not really, because they get shot.
Yeah.
Stay out of the goddamn woods.
Yeah, just more proof.
So he shoots them, places their bodies on top of one another after taking all their clothes off, and then covers them with some blanket or tarp or something.
Why do their clothes have to be off?
Because he's a sick fuck.
Ugh.
Unfortunately, they weren't found for days.
Oh.
It solves their murder, and it gives their family knowledge and closure, I guess. And he does pay for his crime. I just don't know if that's enough at that point. You know, that's 30 years of not knowing almost what happened.
Like wondering all the time.
Right. Then he also confesses to a murder from 1988. So in Skagit County, Stacy Hahn was found shot in the head the same as the other victims had been in the 90s. She also was a known sex worker, and this just proves that he very much kept to a type. But there's more.
Oh, yeah.
So Pierce County wasn't letting him off easy for the murders linked to him in Tacoma. While Yates thinks that he's covered those murders in his plea deal, they get a trial together, and he ends up charged, tried, and convicted of the 2 murders and is given the death penalty in 2002. So he appeals that because he said, I specifically said, if you don't charge me with the death penalty, I'll confess to the murders. And he named those 2 victims. But guess what? That wasn't on that. So you get the death penalty anyways. Which really amounts to nothing because in 2018, Washington stated that the death penalty was against state constitutional law. So got commuted to life without parole.
Mm.
But that's okay because that's without parole.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So Mr. Yates is currently now serving his time in the very prison that he worked at for a few months so many years ago. That is Washington State Pen in Walla Walla.
He was just scoping it out. I swear he was.
He was. He was like, hey, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Give me about 25 years.
Yeah.
Catch you on the flip side. Yeah. And that is the serial killer from Spokane.
That is just, I think, a really crazy one.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that just really stood out to me was how he was able to get away with that double life kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone viewed him as, perfect next door neighbor. He was always described as intelligent and attractive. And even with his family, though, he had like a completely different side. He was physically and mentally abusive with them, but he would also sometimes just be so opposite of that.
Right.
And it's just crazy that he was out doing all of that and then coming home to his kids and his wife.
Right. Yeah. And trying to keep it, keep the 2 separate, I guess. Or, at one point, worlds collided while you're giving people gifts that belong to other people.
That just makes me feel so nasty.
Yeah. No, it really makes your skin crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the other things that I thought was weird was just the similarities between him and Gary Ridgway. Was he trying to do that? Were you like, oh, well, he did this, so I'm not gonna strangle him. I'm gonna shoot people.
I don't know.
But he'd already killed those 2 people in the 70s. But then in 88, that definitely started his MO. What also struck me as weird is once they had his confession from all of this, they went back to where he had been stationed in his military career, and they started investigating something like 26 unsolved murders in Germany alone that he might have been involved in. So that's everywhere crazy. Where he was stationed, they started looking at, missing women or bodies that had been found that their case was unsolved.
Well, as they should.
Yeah, I mean, rightly so. I mean, one of the things about serial killers is there is a starting point, and once they start, they don't stop. So just because there's years where there's no known murder associated with him or crime associated with him doesn't mean he wasn't doing something. Obviously, he was using sex workers during that time because there were a lot of people who who were like, yeah, he paid really well and he was great.
Why always targeting the sex workers?
They were easy prey back in that time. Police didn't want to deal with them, didn't trust them, didn't want to help them. Society didn't give a fuck. You know, some of their own families. Well, yeah. I mean, it could be said that they really don't. Some family members even would. People like that go missing, and they were never thought of. So,
yeah,
you know, they have nobody to mourn them. They have nobody to see to their burial. They have nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really a shame. You would think that society would help people, but judginess.
Care about anybody but themselves.
Yeah. Judgy.
I'm just shocked that this guy avoided the death penalty like twice.
Yeah, from 2002 to 2018, he had appeals, and then Governor Inslee, I guess, came into office at one point in 2013, and he was like, I'm not signing any death penalties I'm not signing any okaying any death penalties while I'm in office. So that automatically right there got him time. And then in 2018, they overturned it.
Yeah, I can't say if I agree with the death penalty or not. I feel like I really don't. But this guy, it's just off-putting to me.
Yeah, because there's no rehabilitation. There's no...
He did not even seem remorseful.
No.
Quite honestly.
No,
I think
when he addressed the court, he did not.
I think he was only more sad at himself and how it was affecting him rather than how it was affecting everyone. And he went and listed every victim and said, I'm sorry to their families.
Yeah.
I really didn't buy that. And he was barely crying about it.
No.
He was crying for show.
He was, for sure. I would agree with that. I think that was all, probably his lawyers were like, this will make a good touch. Can you squirt out some tears? Address everybody separately. It wouldn't matter what you said at that point. It wouldn't matter. You have done the ultimate thing that, to me is one of the, it's the worst thing that you can do to somebody is to think that human life is disposable. Yeah. That to me is one of the worst things that you can do. You can't come back from that. You cannot say to somebody, I'm sorry, and think that they're going to give a fuck what you think.
Yeah, they really don't, especially when you take their family members from them.
Right. So, unfortunately, there he sits.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, at least he cannot get out.
Yeah, that's definitely more reassuring.
Yeah. So, there we go, guys. That'll wrap up our episode 9. And be sure, we're still going to be involved in social media. We're still going to, be working on things while we're in between seasons. So hit us up with any suggestions you have, stories you might have, and let us know how we're doing. We want to hear what you guys think, and just let us know so that we can do better and create more content. So thanks, Mara, for coming and discussing. This was disgusting, Mara. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me while your dad sat here quietly, had nothing to say, and just stared into space for an hour. Sorry, honey. I love you. He doesn't love me. All right, guys. Well, take care. Be kind to one another. Don't do stupid shit, and stay out of the goddamn woods.
Stay out of those woods.
There's nothing good. All right. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.